All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the AOF Real Estate Team, and we're going to do our monthly update here. We have Alona, Drew, Min, Kevin, and myself, Kellen. Thank you for tuning in. We can kick things off with the MLS or what's going on the retail side of things. Got some stats coming out from the Real Estate Association of Edmonton last week. Alona, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so the in Edmonton housing market it remains strong in February, and I wanted to mention a couple of things that prices are increasing. Detached homes saw a 14% year-to-year increase. An average price of a detached home in the Greater Edmonton area is 568,000 now.
Oh,
The semi-detached homes increased by 9.6% year to year, averaging 425,000. And row townhouses also saw increase of 7% year to year. Now they are at 305,000 on average. And condos are also increasing. The median price now is 199,000, and they've jumped by 18.2 year to year. So what this means for sellers is that with rising prices and the inventory is still pretty low, this is a good time to list. For the buyers, prices, even though prices are climbing and demand is high, it's better to lock in and move in sooner than later before prices increase even more. So that's what I wanted to share on the stats.
no, appreciate that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I agree that the spring market is coming into full swing here. On our team, even listing inquiries are increasing daily. We're getting a lot of calls for people that have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for prices to move up. And I'm excited as a team. We've put a lot of effort and resources into really building out our listing department. We've traditionally been known as the new construction multifamily kind of experts, and we've put a lot of effort into building out this listings department. We've got a lot of agents that are experts in that space, and we're pumped for this season coming up. Really excited for the spring market. And Alona, you touched on something that was
Mhm.
interesting. You talked about waiting, and you're right. I think we're at that perfect crossroad right now where um, don't wait, don't wait to buy, don't wait to sell, because prices are on the way up, and
Mhm.
and uh, and things are really moving on the market right now.
And Kev, I know you, and this is oftentimes whether it's an internal conversation, even with our team, but just getting in touch to talk strategy because everybody's situation might be a little bit different. And with the experience on the listing side with the team, like just get in touch and, you know, maybe now isn't the exact perfect time for you, but let's set up a plan. So, Kev, I know
Yeah,
you.
for sure. Like strategy is super, super important. Like this, I always tell everyone this is my favorite time of year to list. It's when you get the most motivated buyers, the buyers that are trying to be smart and beat the rush. You have less competition of listings because a lot of people are waiting for their properties to look nice and shiny in the spring, have their nice, their home look their best. But there's so many buyers out there that are looking. This is honestly like, for example, I just had a listing go up on Friday. In one day, it was in multiple offers, but it was a townhouse condo. Now, years ago, that was a pain in the butt to sell. Now, they did no conditions even on the condo documents, which is not a normal thing, just so that they could win. So, the buyers are out there. If you're looking to sell, this is honestly a really good time, whether it's rented or not. So if you have an accidental rental, something that you've been holding on to a little bit longer, waiting for prices to level out or go up so that you can, finally move on from it, this would be a great time to check in with us. We have a lot of ways to move your property, whether private or on MLS. So if you're looking to make some moves, the time I would say is right now.
How about for on the buyer side? And I'd be remiss not to do a bit of an introduction to Min there. As an AOF team member, more on that in-house financing as a mortgage broker. It's great to have a trusted advisor now that we can help any kind of client that's looking at that financial strategy. more on the buyer side, of course. But Min, and just as we're on the topic of kind of winning now, what is a bit of a strategy on your end here? How can people win right now on the financing side?
Well, thanks for the introduction, Kellen. So, earlier Alona mentioned that the prices have been going up to 14%, and at the same time, the market is anticipating the interest to continue to be reduced or to go down. And what I've seen more often than not over the years is that while people are waiting for the interest rates to go down, at the same time prices are going up. By the time they pull the trigger, they're actually paying more per month, in addition to losing out on the increase on the equity from the price increases had they bought earlier. So that said, I would highly recommend for anyone who wants to get into the market today not to wait for the rate to go down, because they're going to end up paying more. So if they're ready to pull the trigger, I would do it now, and while the prices are still low, and the rates are quite reasonable right now, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and even as the prices increase, it's more money in, and even on a meeting that we had, kind of speaking towards even the approvals, that as prices continue to go up, some debt servicing challenges around there. It's sometimes not being able to be approved for the same style of property in 3 to 6 months as you would be today. So it's exciting times. It seems to always happen cyclically with the springtime, and even though there's still a little snow on the ground, it's still a great time to get out, especially if it works within that timeline within your strategy. I love the term to win right now, and so that's what our team is built off of, the client success of the past, but also to the future now. Is how can we help you win, and that's paramount for us. So. Great to have you aboard, Min, and appreciate the insights and the specialization as that trusted advisor. It's key. Going into a bank, I remember from years past working in a show home that not every bank provides the same rate, same service, and not every individual even in that same bank provides the same. So it's great to have somebody like yourself on the team here.
Thanks, Kellen.
Yeah, and it's really good to touch on options right now. Like, obviously there's been if you haven't heard, there's been a few changes with MLI Select financing. So we still have exclusive tailor-made deals that work perfectly for the way the financing is now set up. So we're really excited about that. We're going to have exclusive offerings coming here that are going to line up exactly with how that funding works. But when people think that there's less options, there's actually more options now, because residential financing actually makes sense again. A couple of years ago, really, to finance one of these deals, the only way to do it was to do this MLI Select financing for the most part. It's the only way to make it really work on the numbers. But now residential works, you have MLI Select as an option, even conventional commercial financing is now an option too. So we have a whole bunch of different options for you. So we're actually more excited about all the different ways you can qualify now instead of just MLI Select. So we just had, Kellen, I think there was a post that went out. We had about a $10 million of real estate that went unconditional, I believe, last week. A couple of those clients were mine. They're about $5 million, and they went through that whole process of learning about the changes and whatnot, and knowing that there were so many other options available, I think is what made them more comfortable to move ahead with MLI Select as their option one, but they also have some other options to fall back on. So it's just another vote of confidence on the type of properties that we have, the outlook on where Edmonton is in areas headed, and I'm just really excited that there's options again, because it's not just the one thing.
Yeah, no, it's great to have something to celebrate when we get an opportunity, and for our investor clients, like that was a huge. I think for a lot of them, the milestones is acquiring properties at this point in time, and have to give kudos to our team as well, being committed to providing that client success. Like, that is what makes our team successful, but also it's based off of the success of our investor clients with that in that kind of that realm of our business on the new construction acquisition side. So yeah, it's exciting times to, go through that initial steps of the acquisition. And then, I don't want to say the real work begins, but that's where our team, kind of our bread and butter, is just helping people go through this process, aligning opportunities with their strategies. But that's holistic. That's not just with the new construction. That's with the listing side. That's with looking at primary residence. Like, we do have multiple tools in the belt here, and they're sharp. They're ready to go. So that's just where our goal stays the same. We want our clients to win, and that's the main focus here. And it's great to have other options, other opportunities with the financing, because it's not a one size fits all, and it's not easy. But our team's here to work with people. I've used the term in the past. It's not just the hand holding; it's the jump on our back. And I truly believe every team member is dedicated to that. We take it personally. We take accountability to help anyone in any situation and whatever their strategy looks like. And
well, you always kid and say, Kev, what's your bold prediction? But it's not a prediction. We are the experts in this type of product type, this type of financing. We've invested in our client success management to ensure that clients have, their hand held throughout the process. This isn't just remove conditions and then see you later. We really want you to win. We want you to be successful. If anything comes up throughout the process, we're there to help. We're going to be there right next to you, coming up with solutions. We're actually usually 10 steps ahead. Before a problem arises, we can kind of see it beforehand and get in front of it. So because we do so many of these deals, we're really able to rely on that experience and then also invest in that experience to ensure that this goes as smoothly as possible. And that's why you want to buy something like this with a team that has experience. You don't want to be buying something from someone that has no idea what they're doing or what they're talking about it, and your options are limited at that point. So I know Drew hammers that all the time. We're the experts, and I really, really believe that.
There's a lot of people selling. That's right.
The boots on the ground here in Edmonton. We're on site. I was out in Spruce Grove last week on some projects, and we live and breathe this every single day. So sorry to jump in there, Drew, but I know.
No, I was just going to say
passionate about this. So
further to Kevin's point, we are the experts in this space, and there's a lot of people selling this kind of stuff right now, and I don't know that there's anybody as invested as we are in your success buying this. Nobody that's going to go right from point A to point Z on getting this across the finish line with you.
Yeah,
or even worse.
No, I was going to say we care so much about it that our client Alona left her job and became a realtor to help other people invest in the same type of property type. So if that isn't proof that we know what we're doing, I got nothing else for you. Alona is successfully closed on multiple properties just like this, and she's trying to pass on that gift to other clients. So,
well, yes, thanks, Kev, for this. Very happy to be part of this team. And sometimes I see that investors try to do these big projects on their own without any representation or representation, from teams or maybe solo agents who have not done much of this. So, and it just not a good situation there. Lots of lessons learned, and it keeps bringing me back to why I joined this team, and that this team has your back from the beginning of the process all the way to the finish line, and while you're holding the property for long-term wealth generation. This is the team to be on.
There's no shortcuts. Like, if you try to shortcut yourself on these deals, it's going to blow up in your face. You need to make sure that you're working with a party that has looked at everything. We have an employee on the team that literally just vets the deals, puts it through our whole process to ensure that it even makes sense before we even bring it to a client. So it's really well thought out, no shortcuts. That's not what we're about. We kind of take the long way around things, but I think it's for the benefit of the client.
Yeah. And even, it's I mentioned earlier, it's good to celebrate the wins for our investors, and this landscape right now, there's a lot of challenges with investors as well, with some of the adjustments to the MLI Select program. But that's where the confidence and experience in our team, like, we are working on solutions. I don't want to say, I know there's not a one size fits all, but even having a member to the team like Min, where we can get creative and we can help represent investors in difficult times. It's not a you can't coast through this, and there's no shortcuts, like you said, Kev. But when you have a team that's dedicated to your success, that's where the solutions are endless, and we'll fight for the win for you. So that's the dedication of this team.
If I can add, Kellen, that not all mortgage brokers will work with new build. It's a long process, right? And I've done a lot of new build over the years, and it aligns with our team's philosophy that we take the customer from the beginning to the end. It could be a 12-month process, and we'll stay with them for the entire 12 months, right? As opposed to just a quick MLS close.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why it's a good fit, right? It's the same philosophy, like you said, that our team, the values that we aspire to, and that's why this is, again, an awesome fit, and happy to have you aboard, and look forward to helping more investors win, and clients win, not just investors, but everybody win. So.
Okay, so I wanted to bring up one last thing before we go that I thought was really interesting. With all this tariff talk and everything, one of the things that has actually become a benefit, at least here in Alberta, is the support of Canadians for our energy sector, to do things at home instead of importing from other countries and stuff like that. And I saw this real interesting poll here that was on CTV News. It says that 3 in 4 Canadians support the pipeline from Alberta to Eastern Canada. And I thought that was quite interesting, because I think if you would have polled maybe 5 or 10 years ago, it'd be a lot lower than that. 80% from the Atlantic support it. Quebec was 60%, which is really 59.9%. That's way higher than I would have thought. 78.2% in Ontario, 85.7% in the prairies, and even BC's at 73.9%. So I think that's just kind of like the precursor to why we're really excited. Like, Alberta's taps are barely turned on right now, and we've been flourishing. As you heard earlier, our market's red hot. Property values are going up, but even the liberal side of the government is talking more about our energy and how to utilize it. So either way, doesn't matter who's the new prime minister, which party. It seems like Canada's all in on the energy side, and I'm really excited about where Alberta's going to be in the next year or so, and beyond. I think if we ever have someone in power who wants to turn on the taps a little bit more and give us a little bit more freedom to make things happen, I think Alberta it's going to be red hot. It's already red hot. Alberta on fire again. It's going to be absolutely bonkers if the energy industry gets some more investment and a little tap on the back to move ahead a little bit quicker. So I'm really excited about the upside of that.
That's a good share. Appreciate that, Kev. All right. Well, that is the monthly update here. Thank you again, everybody, for joining and for tuning in. Please don't hesitate to reach out where we can help strategize your win. Thanks, guys.
All right, bye now.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.